Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
Good. I didn't know if I had the right time. It took a while to get in there, but I'm in a new office and I don't know how the Wi-Fi strength is. So let me know if it kind of gets a little bit checkered.
Yeah, no worries. You definitely do sound echoey in the new office, just an FYI.
I
So
have a rug on the floor here, which is rolled up, ready to be put down to
good,
dampen the sound a bit.
good.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited to check in with you today and have your this is your time, obviously. I think you knew I sent you an email. I was in San Diego last week for a conference, and yeah, just there's a lot of good things we can talk about today that I'm excited to share. So
Yeah. Yeah, I guess quick update my end. I think, yeah, I sort of hit, $1 million at there or thereabouts 6 months into the year. And I think probably got a bit complacent. And also it has been a very slow summer here, not, making excuses and just sort of, I don't know, took my foot off the gas fairly consciously while still keeping business ticking over. Um, and was starting to get a little bit concerned, but now the summer's kind of over. Stuff seems to be picking back up, and I'm also then, which re-engages me. But actually, in the downtime, I think we also spoke about me having time and space and feeling as though I'm not doing anything, and that's still very much the case. So Courtney and Nancy are helping a lot with business and showings, etc., which has given me a lot of free time. So I feel as I'm doing not as much. I'm just being less busy. Could definitely make more calls, but I have a lot more brain or space, white
yeah,
space to think about, yeah, listing presentations and the business.
yeah. Well, and I think that's good. I think most agents do not spend near enough time doing that, which is working on your business, right? Which is
Mm.
improving your systems, your scripting, your processes, your marketing. You're right. Like it takes time to work on your business. So I'm encouraged by that. That's important that you're spending weekly time every week to work on your business and make it better.
Yeah, and I'm actually also really enjoying this home office. Before, didn't really have well, I had to go out of my house to a clubhouse within our complex and take a call from there. Sometimes it'd be booked, sometimes it wasn't. So it's actually really nice just to have a dedicated space in the house that I can shut the door and do some work. So I actually found myself working from here quite a lot more. And particularly over the summer, whilst Mike was away, agents in the office would come to me with questions. And so I was just getting bombarded to the point where I just was consciously not going to the office as much to get my work done.
Mhm. Curious, we're gonna go back to our calendar question. Do you have do you have on your calendar a specific 1 hour, 2 hour time block every week where you say, this is the time I'm going to work on my systems, my processes, my scripts, my marketing campaign, my initiatives, my, whatever. Do you have that on your calendar every week?
I have a 2 hour block after this call. Is
Good.
it 2 or 1? 2 hours for Howie implementation hour, which is work on the business.
Good. Awesome. That's
Um,
great. Because
Whether that actually happens or not is a different story. But it's in there.
well, that's the first step in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Because yeah, it's super important, dude. It really is. And then on the other side of things, working in the business, yeah, I mean, what you have to get your head around, and I'll give you an analogy, right? When you started, if you think about a doctor's office has a receptionist, right?
Mm,
That greets you and, hey, is your phone number this? You still at this same address, email, right? Do you have a copy of your insurance card? About like she's got a whole role and a responsibility.
mm,
There's the nurse. They call you back. They take your blood pressure. They take your temperature. They ask you questions. They got the whole process that they do. And then the doctor comes in. Okay. and the doctor does their part, right? And so what you're doing in hiring your two people and thinking about this as a business is you've hired a receptionist and a nurse to do those roles, right?
Yeah.
But that's to free you up so you can see more people. So you can have more face-to-face meetings, so you can have more phone calls with people, right? Do the activities, do more networking events, do more, right? Like so you're saving time because you're not having to take a copy of their insurance card and verify their phone number and and take the blood pressure and take like all these things, right? You're saving that time, but then you got to fill that that means I have more time to talk to more people and have more meetings and have more lunches and have more conversations about, hey guys, like we just kicked off an initiative at our company yesterday at our office meeting that this fall through the winter holiday season is going to be, we believe, a buyer advantage market. Okay. A buyer advantage market because interest rates are not coming down yet. And through the winter and the holidays, it's going to get soft. There's going to be a lot of people that just say, we're going to wait. Okay. Which is going to cause listings to set on the market longer. And if the buyer is savvy, they'll negotiate a 2-1 buy down, a 1-1 buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down, right? Meaning we'll have the seller pay for that fee, get them a 5% interest rate. And in a year or two, they can refinance because by then for sure rates will be coming down, but they can negotiate on the sales price of the house. So it's an advantage buyer market, right? And help here. There's a solution to the challenges, right? Or you could wait, Mr. Buyer, until rates come down to 6% next spring or next summer, and then you're going to be competing with so many more people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm having those conversations in a one-on-one basis, but not at scale and not enough of them. So, and I remember last time we spoke about sort of mail lists and distribution lists, which would be great. I need to set that up.
Does your CRM have the capability of emailing a video to doing a mass email or a mass text?
I don't know. I would imagine so, though. Yeah.
Okay. I'd recommend you look at that, and then just talk about leveraging your time, right? Creating an offer, saying, hey, if you're a buyer, right, who's concerned about the high interest rates, concerned about the prices, let me share with you, we're entering into a buyer advantage market. What that means is, and then go through and explain what it is, okay? If you'd like to save thousands on a home right now, we're entering into a market that's going to be buyer advantage. That's going to help you as a buyer. Give me a call. We'd love to talk to you about the strategies and how we can help you save thousands on a house and lower your interest rate and whatever it is you guys can do, right? And then you put that video together and you shoot it out to everybody.
Yeah. I think I'm overthinking it.
Doesn't have to be a professional video on green screen, and it's just you. Hey guys, it's Stephan. Hope all is well, right? You're just being real. Here's the opportunity in the market right now.
Yeah. I think one of the things I struggle with is, so I have buyers that initially contact me and I do an initial fantastic, very good initial follow-up, speed to lead and qualification of that buyer, and then I'll be pretty hot for the first week or so, and it depends on how quickly they're looking to buy, and then they just sort of, if they're not buying immediately, will fizzle out and I sort of forget about them unless I haphazardly see a property and think, oh, that would be good for Howie. But there's no real structure to it. And sometimes I will have time blocks in my calendar to send properties to buyers, but then I'll go to my buyer list, look down them, just scan it and be like, oh, I haven't spoken to this guy in a while. Let me talk to him. So it's all very sort of haphazard.
Very reactive.
Yeah, very reactive. And my concern is if I'm sending, like, say I do this video and I have, I don't know, 100 buyers on my current buyer list, and I send the video to them. Yeah, I guess that would work. I'm just trying to think, like, they're looking for me to send them properties. But I guess this is the first step, because if that video triggers them, they'll reach out then saying, yeah, I like your video, we're looking to buy anything new on the market or whatever else.
So step me through what your buyer process is. What I mean, like, step me through from the beginning of they've raised their hand, they may have some interest. What are your steps? How do you do this? Can you lay it out for me? What's your process?
Yeah, so good example. Yesterday, a guy that I sold his house for a year ago, they moved into rented accommodation whilst they, find the right place. I've sent them a few places, but they're just what they want is like the budget just doesn't match. And so they're also not super motivated because they've got, they're in this rental. So I've sent them a few places. They're like, yeah, not quite right for us, not quite right. And then I bumped into him at a networking event and we spoke a little bit. And then he reached out, said, oh, I've just seen this new listing. It's a Sotheby's listing. Can you arrange a time for us to go and see that? So I said, yep, no problem. And we're viewing it on Saturday.
Okay. So let me ask my question again. Get granular with me. You just told me you have someone you're sending homes to. Get granular with me. You sold his house. Did you do a buyer consultation with him, explaining to him the opportunity in the market, how you're going to help him? Ask, right. Okay. So maybe that's got to be added to your buyer process, is you got to have a buyer consultation. You got to educate him on the market. You got to show him how you're going to help him. Right. And, quite honestly, does the general public have access to homes for sale?
Yeah.
So why do we as realtors tell the general public, well, I'll set you up on a search and send you homes? Oh, gee, thanks, Stephan. That's a huge value because I can't find them anywhere else.
Well, I do. I hear what you're saying, but I do also think there's an element of buyers that think you have, well, like off-market listings, which may happen to some extent.
That's not.
Or they may not. If something goes live on a Monday, they may not actually be looking until the Friday, and they want to be the first to know.
Okay, possibly. Have you ever had a buyer buy a home sight unseen?
Once, maybe twice.
Not very often, is it?
No.
Okay. So what if your buyer consultation ended like this? And you just spent 45 minutes with them. You asked them a lot of questions. What is your ideal home? Why is that important to you? What would that look like and feel like if we found the perfect home? What if the perfect home has this? Why is that important to you? Why, right? You're really understanding their wants and their needs so that you can then finish it with, well, hey, great. Let me share with you something that's going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of frustration and a lot of emotion. Okay. I'm not going to just be here like your traditional realtor, sending you a bunch of homes and then asking you to figure out from a computer screen which ones you like, to call me then, and we're going to go show them. That's the world's worst process. Like I'm going to ask you to figure it out from a 13-inch screen, what you like and what you don't like. Here's the best way that has been most productive. Okay. Before we leave today, we're going to schedule a time and begin the home education process, which is we're going to go out and start looking at houses. We're going to go out and start understanding the market. We're going to go out and seeing, what does the backyard look? What does the drive look like? What does the front? What does the neighbors look like? What is the right? Like, we're going to begin the home buying education process with you. Now, it might take us a while to find that perfect home, but we're going to go out. And when you go out, you show them houses. You get done showing the houses. What do you like? What do you don't like? If you had to buy one of these, what would be your best one? or maybe it is the best one, right? Great. I've learned some things here. I understand better. What are you doing next weekend? We're going to schedule a time. You end an appointment. We're going to go back out. We're going to continue the buyer education. And here's, you said something that is so pivotal. You said, yeah, they're not finding what they want in their budget. So you're looking for a needle in the haystack, right? So what would it look like your second time out? Say their budget. What's their budget? What do they want to spend?
1.75 to 2 million.
Okay. And what do they probably have to spend to get what they really want and get excited about it?
Probably 3 to get exactly what they want, but a compromise would be a slightly different location.
So you send them 2 houses, 2 more houses, and that you don't. Quite honestly, I don't even send buyers homes. Hey, I've got some houses for us to look at. Here's the first one. Meet me here, or I'll pick you up and I'll bring you.
Interesting.
Because I'm the professional. I asked all the questions. I know what's going on, and then I'm gonna take them the second time out. Sometimes it's the first time, but for sure the second time. Show them a 1.75, show them a 2, and then say, hey, I got 1 more, 2 more for you to look at. Show them a 2.5 and show them a 3. And then when you're in the 3, go, guys, here's the deal. You got to make a choice. You got to increase your budget to go get what you want and that you love, or you got to decrease your want. Looking for this needle in the haystack of what you want and what you want to pay doesn't work in today's market.
This is very good. Yeah.
And you simplify it.
Because I think we're particularly at the moment, and I get it from agents in the office. It's sort of letting the client guide and dictate the process.
And here's the deal: buyers are liars. They don't know what they want.
Yeah.
It's not until you get them out and start seeing houses that they figure it out.
Yeah. And if they don't want to go and see houses, or there's, too many excuses about why they're not ready, then they're not ready to buy.
But remember, in the buyer consultation that you're now doing, you said to them, we're beginning the buyer education process. We're not going out to sell you a house tomorrow. We're beginning the buyer education process. This is the best way for you to be completely educated and make a wise decision, is by going and looking at houses. It's all in the presentation. It's all in how you manage and lead.
Yeah, no, I like that very much.
And I've had clients, most clients will write the check for the 3 million. I've had spouses, I've had wives look at husbands and go, well, I know we didn't want to spend this, but guess what, honey? We're spending this because this is my house and I want it.
Yeah, very true. Obviously, if they have the means, yeah.
Well, and you can figure that out, right? So whenever we work with our lenders, we tell them, here's the deal. Send us a generic approval letter, but then send in the email. Here's what they want to spend budget wise, but here's what I can get them approved to maximum. Then we know where our parameters, then we know where we're working.
This is all very good. Yeah, I like this. I guess, just never ever been this thorough or detailed with buyers.
Here's what you're doing with buyers right now. Call me when I can take your order.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And every so often, if I think of it, oh, well, how about this one? Can I take your order on this one? You're not leading. You're not managing the situation. You're really not helping them. You're just like, well, figure it out. And when you figure it out and you need me to write the purchase agreement, let me know.
It's a very passive approach.
Yeah. No, that's a buyer process.
Yeah.
Right. So when are you going to have that implemented?
I'm going to Do you have a list of questions for the initial buyer consult?
So yeah, why?
Well, just that you'd be able to share so that I can.
No, I'm sorry. Not why are you asking me that question? Why is that important to you? Why do you want
Oh,
bedrooms? Why do you like that area? Why do you like that style of house? Why do you like that lifestyle? Why do you like that type of a kitchen? Why do you like why to, right? I want to learn about you. How are you going to live? What's important to you? How are you going to entertain? What are the parties going to look like? What are the friends going to look like? What are the kids going to look like? I want to understand your whys. I want to understand your lifestyle. I want to understand who you are.
yeah, I like that.
Because you're not selling a house. You're selling a home
Mm.
where they're going to live, where they're going to make memories, where they're going to have life experiences, where they're going to have parties, where they're going to have like you're selling a lifestyle.
Mm.
And that's, like, especially on property in the Cayman Islands, like, I'm here to help you find the home that best matches perfectly your lifestyle. And in order for me to do that, I got to understand your lifestyle. So tell me about.
Yeah, and I think in the past when I've been, inquisitive and asked questions, certainly not as detailed as what you've just mentioned there, but feel, and most people are happy sharing and opening up, but sort of feel like I'm interrogating more than assisting.
Well, doing it the way you've done it, which is let me know when you figured it out and I'll take your order. Sure, I can maybe understand that.
Yeah.
Doing it in a matter of I'm going to make it easier for you, less stressful. I'm going to lead you through this process so that you have an amazing home buying experience, find you the best home, negotiate an amazing price, right? These are all the things I'm going to do. It's not interrogating. I got to know who you are. I got to know what's important to you.
Yeah. No, this is super helpful.
That's what I would want you to do when I buy my property on the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I had an elderly couple, oh gosh, 10 years ago, that we'd used this same strategy. Took them out, showed them houses. They were adamant this was our price. We're not going any higher than that. And we took out once, didn't find anything they liked. They went home for the weekend. The next weekend, I scheduled a time to go back out. Showed them 3 houses in their price range. No, no, no. I said, hey, follow me to this address. Type it in your Google. Type it in your navigation. This address. We went there. We walked in. She's like, Howie, this is beautiful. I love it. I said, okay, well, you got to. I mean, this was 10 years ago in West Michigan, right? So their price range is 150.
Mm-hmm.
This house I showed them was 250. 100 grand. Which,
Significant.
yeah, which is 2/3 again more expensive, right? She looked at her husband and says, well, Roger, looks like they were elderly, so they wanted to just cash for cash what they sold their house for, and right.
Yeah.
She goes, well, Roger, it looks like we're getting a mortgage for 100 grand because this is my house. And they rave about me. They tell the world about how awesome I am. And I wasn't that awesome. I just listened. Like, they said, this is what we want. Great. And I had the conversation. This is what you want. Yep. So you got to make the decision. You either got to completely change your wants to fit into the price range or increase your price range. Those are your options. I don't make the market, right? The market is what it is. I'm just here to show you and educate you. You can get this if this is what you want, but you got to spend 100 grand more. You got to spend $1 million. You got to spend $1 million more than you want to, or you lower your wants. You change your expectations. You lower your lifestyle. You have to decide.
And that buyer consult is generally done sort of at your office with husband and wife?
So it can be in the office, it can be at their house, it can be at a coffee shop. It doesn't matter where it's at.
Yeah.
It just needs to be face to face with both decision makers there. Or all decision makers if there's more than two.
Yeah. And then I assume you would get them then to sign their buyer commitment letter.
Yep.
Whereas I think we've probably, I mean, I may have tried to use it once or twice, but we have our buyer commitment guarantee, which I think is based on something similar that you sent, but didn't do a good enough job of explaining the buyer process and consultation. And so we're just saying, yeah, we'll send you some properties here, sign this piece of paper. Which, yeah, fell a bit flat. And also I just didn't feel comfortable sort of putting it in front of buyers.
You got to clearly articulate, here's the value I'm bringing to this. Here's my role. Here's how I'm going to help you. Here's how I'm going to, right? Here's how I'm going to negotiate a great price. Here's how I'm going to, all these things, right?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, okay, no, that makes a lot of sense. That is super helpful. And so I get after a while it just becomes second nature, but you have the script, if you like, or the buyer consultation process with questions to ask and the bullet points, and ending with the buyer commitment guarantee, and then whatever the follow-up is from there, and just refresh on that every time.
Yeah, here's the process, right? Here's the things we talk about in the consultation. Here's the ask at the consultation. Here's the sign, and then what's next step? Here, okay, let's talk about your whys and your house, and your why is that important, and the house, and the why is that important, your lifestyle, why is that important, right? And then it's what's your budget and what's the lender saying, and right, there's all these steps, there's all these pieces, and then when you get done with the buyer consult, great, guys, it's Wednesday. I've got time available Saturday, next week Tuesday. What at this time, which one works best? Let's begin the home education process. Let's begin the home education process. Let's schedule a time to start looking at houses. You're not going to buy a house next week. I get that. But it's going to take you some time to get educated.
Yeah. I'm wondering, this couple that want to view this house on Saturday that they found and said, can we view this? Whether I kind of show them a few additional properties just as comparables.
100%. If you know who they are and you've done a pseudo buyer consult and they want to see this while you're out, yeah, hey guys, I got a couple others. Follow me. 100%.
Okay.
Be that leader, Stephan.
I wish we had the sort of lockbox system here, because sort of to schedule to view, I don't know, 3 to 5 homes, then have to reach out to those selling agents. They then coordinate with the buyer. We then go in, everyone meets there. I don't know. I'm making excuses now, but.
So don't do 3 to 5, do 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with that, what are your thoughts? If you had to pick one of these 3, which one would be your favorite? And then why are we not making an offer on it if it's your favorite? Well, I didn't have this and this. Great. That helps me a lot. I've got some other ideas. What are you doing in a week? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing Saturday? I'm going to schedule a couple, 3 other things for us to look at to help educate you. You end that buying, showing apartment, showing them homes appointment with, I'm going to show you more houses, because you got to be educated. Looking on a 13-inch screen is not going to help you.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know that it's not.
Yeah, no, for sure. You've got to get in the property and
you do. You got to see it, you got to touch it, you got to smell it, you got to understand it, right? You can't, I mean, you have no idea what that house is like. And by the way, realtors are really good at making those pictures look amazing. I can't tell you how many times people walk into a kitchen and they go, man, this kitchen is small. The pictures make it look amazing. That's part of your buyer consult, right? Here's another why. You're really not going to understand it because we're really good at making the house look 10 times better than what it really is. We're really good at making the rooms look bigger. We're really good at the wide angle lenses. We're really good at, right? You have no idea. You have no idea.
This is very good.
But it puts you in the driver's seat of the bus. You're leading this journey and you're step by step, right? You'll be amazed at how many buyers are buying homes one or two times out and they're buying a house. Because you've simplified it, right?
So yeah. No, I like that. And also once they're emotionally invested, they're like, and they get the, you know, the fear of missing out. They're like, well, yeah, let's buy this because this works.
Yep. Nobody's in a hurry. I'm not ready to buy now. And a week later, they're buying.
Yeah. Or even the people that are in a hurry to buy are not buying.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Good
stuff.
Yeah.
This is really, really helpful. I'm gonna digest all this and do a buyer consultation cheat sheet and process to follow.
And grab a couple, 3 of your agents, grab a couple of your support staff and role play it. Hey, I'm gonna do a new buyer consult and ask you lots of questions, and we're gonna practice this presentation. Because it's a complete mind shift from where you've been at for 10 years. It's going to take you
massively.
Yeah.
As I said, I've done a bit of, I probably do more pre-qualification than I did when I first started in the business. The phone would ring and say, I'll send you some properties. Let me know if you want to view any and we'll go and view them. And yeah, that was it.
Here's another just kind of just perspective. That's like a doctor saying to you, yeah, I'm going to send you the films and the blood work and let me know what you think. Nope. Come on in. I'll tell you what it means and I'll help you understand it and I'll help give you direction and I'll help lead you through this because I'm the professional. And to think you're super successful doing this way.
I know. Well, that's what blows my mind. To have had the level of success and still be an amateur at it all is astounding. Yeah.
Yep. So it's just a mind shift.
And I guess to reiterate, you mentioned a while back when we were negotiating an offer, I think that was our last meeting, you offered some tips there, and just reminding the individual they've come to me as the professional. And so this is, how I work and operate to get the best results for you.
100%, because it's the best for you. Right. Yeah. And tell them the way we talked about it. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair. And it's frustrating for me to say to you, well, hey, let me send you a bunch of homes for you to look at on a 13-inch screen and then figure out what's really going to be a good home for you or not. How is that being helpful? How is that being fair to you?
Yeah.
It's not. You have no idea.
Yeah. And I guess communicating that without saying I'm on your team here, because, sales agents are viewed as, like working against the buyer in some regard. Okay.
I got a little script for you on the listing. I'm going to shift gears with him on the listing side. So what do you typically say to a seller when you're listing their home and they want to negotiate the commission fee? What's your go-to script?
um, I don't have one. Usually just try and wing it.
Okay.
Or we'll say, yeah, unfortunately, like the commission structure is set by SREBA, and we're unable to deviate from that, which is terrible, I know.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about this? You're the client, I'm the agent. You just said to me, "Hey, Howie, can we negotiate on your commission?" Stephan, I'd be super happy to negotiate my fees with you. But let me ask you a question. If you're able to negotiate my fees with me, then am I really the right person to be hiring to negotiate the sales price on your house?
Yes, I saw a video like this on Instagram literally just yesterday. But yeah, if you're falling at the first hurdle in negotiating, so fees.
But it stops them in their track because they're going to be like, right? Like, no, I want the agent that's going to negotiate and get me the highest price.
Yeah, so say that again. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
So
if I come to you and I'm like, Howie, we love you, we're keen to list the property, but the 5% commission is pretty big. Like, is there, you know, any way you do 4%?
yeah, Stephan, I'm happy to negotiate, but before we do, let me ask you a question. Because I'm the professional negotiator for you. That's why you're hiring me, right? To bring you the highest price. So if you're able, as a homeowner, to negotiate with me my fee, am I really the right professional for you to hire to negotiate the sales price of your home?
And then say nothing. Just let it hang in the air.
Yeah. Because what are they going to say?
Yeah.
And you can follow it up with, hey, in my market, in our market, I know there's discount agents, but if you follow them closely and track their listings, they sell their houses for a deeper discount, for way less than asking price, more so than a master negotiator like I am. So you still net less money.
Yeah.
Show them your value, right?
Oh, this is all such gold, and I need to do more with it.
But if you start learning these things and implementing them and becoming very efficient, dude, I'm serious when I say this, you're going to work less hours and make more money because you're much more efficient.
I believe it.
You're running around reacting to everything right now.
So much to do and type. Could you send me a copy of this this recording, please? Because I also want to. Nancy, one of the agents in our office, super hard work. I think you may have met her in Nashville.
Okay.
She has every coach under the sun in extracurricular. She has a golf coach. She has a dance coach. She has a taekwondo coach. She does taekwondo coaching herself for kids, and it's incredible. Her Instagram handle is Nancy Kamen Real Estate. Everything that goes on there is everything outside of work, like all of these activities and stuff. And I looked in her diary just to find a time for us to meet. All of her social stuff is all scheduled and accounted for, and nothing real estate wise. And so I've advised her. She's in touch with whoever the new coordinator is at Jarrett James to find a coach.
Good.
I think she would respond really well. And so I may just kind of go through this with her and just because she's trying to, ascertain the value. She's spending $1,000 a month on extracurricular coaching, and I'm like, take half of that, put it into your real estate business, and then you will make infinitely more. Because she's also tracking well behind where she wants to be and has been previously.
Yep. No, I'll send you the recording for sure.
Okay.
Any other specific questions or things I can help with on this call?
No, that is super helpful.
Dude, you need to take it's the speed of implementation.
I know. Yeah.
How do I get this plugged into my business? How do I learn this new presentation? How do I learn this new objection handling script so that it's natural and it flows and right? You got to practice it.
Yeah. And I want to get to a place where it just all is almost second nature, and you feel a little bit robotic, but if it has the desired effect of converting, so be it. And there'll still be obviously the human element involved.
Here's a statement I want you to just process. Okay, if you're not bored, you're not making enough money.
If you're not bored, you're not making enough money. Okay.
So what that means is, if you really have this all down, so it's second nature, it's easy, it's right, it's just like I'm kind of bored. It's because you got it down and you're just killing it and you're making a ton of money and you're working very minimal hours and you're kind of almost bored. So if you're not bored, which is you're not, you're not making enough money.
I've not heard that phrase before, but I love that. I keep a little notebook of quotes, and I'm definitely going to write that one down. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. It just means you've mastered your craft. You don't even have to think about it. It comes second nature, and you're really good at leading people, helping them, training them, managing their fears, just being the professional that you are. You've mastered it.
Yeah, I guess it would be like a basketball player just throwing buckets without even looking. Just because they've done the repetitions and Okay. No, this is all super helpful and very inspiring.
Yeah. I'm going to be lastly here, I'm going to be back online with Mike. Him and I have not been together for a couple months now, I think.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is his and I's first coaching call in quite a while.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to connect with him. But I wanted to circle back just while I had you a minute on your email with my $1 million visit for next February. And
yes.
I just want to say this, guy. The investment of the 7,500, okay, is an amazing value for you guys. And as I look at costs and things that we're doing and what you're going to glean out of it, I respect and appreciate your offer to come back at 5, but I'm going to respectfully decline. I need to be at that 7,500. So
yeah, okay.
And if it's not a fit, I get it, but I wanted to run that by you. I'm going to talk to obviously Stephan about that tomorrow, but yeah, that's where we need to be.
Yeah, okay. You're a very good negotiator. I've not chatted to Mike, and also, budgeting for next year. It probably should be fine, but yeah, let's and I agree. I think the value would be fantastic. What is I kind of want the agent, and I'm sure the agents in that moment will come away feeling super inspired and really pumped up. And it's nice that it's, towards the start of the year. I guess in time, I would love us to have a sales coach that is kind of, very much like yourself, in-house, that kind of oversees 20 agents, and all the agents are killing it, or 75% of the agents are doing well, and we rotate the bottom 25%. But until that point, it'd be great to have all of our, not every agent is going to do it, but say we have 10 agents, kind of 6 to 8 of them on the Jared James coaching sort of platform, all singing from the same hymn sheet. So I wonder if towards the end of your visit, like it sort of leads them towards, signing up.
We will definitely have probably 2 or 3 strategy sessions before with you and me and Mike, just to make we really nail it home on these 2 days. I mean, I kind of gave you a rough draft of an outline, obviously, but I just want to make sure I got a lot of questions like, what are your agents doing for lead generation now? What are their, I want to learn, I want this to be an intimate time so I can talk to your people where they're at. And then having a call to action at the end, like you just talked about, right? Like say, okay, now you've got 2 days of being inspired and getting a lot of things. Now let's get it implemented and hold you accountable. And how do you plug it in? And, there's definitely got to be a call to action there too.
Because that's the thing, like, with any of these conference type educational events, people get super inspired, then they go away and do nothing. So just want to make sure that if we're making this investment, that it sticks and returns.
100%. Yeah. Well, and I think some of the conversations, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as Mike and his role, he's still trying to question learning that role of the sales coach and mentor, right? Versus being, I kind of feel like you guys are, Mike did it for a while, and now Mike's going, I don't know if that's really where I want to be. And and so I respect that, right? So we got to figure out what he wants too.
I think so, and I'm sure your conversation tomorrow will go very quickly because there's a lot to catch up on. So he's come back, very inspired, very keen to kind of hit the ground running again. But yes, my concern is that he's not really enjoyed. There are elements of the coaching that he likes, but I think it's more he likes to be. Well, he enjoys bringing people up around him very much. He likes to be, or wants or needs to be needed. I think so. He enjoys that element very much. Open door policy, contact me anytime, which I don't necessarily think is healthy for him or the business. And just the efficacy of this coaching program that we've done for the last, I don't know, call it 2 years. I don't know how long it's been, but max 2 years, has not actually really paid dividends. And so if it's not worked, we need to reevaluate that. I think the problem is also he's not practicing what he preaches. Like with this, the buyer consult that we just discussed, he's not doing that. He's not going through his. I think in order for it to be effective, if he is going to continue doing it, he needs to be practicing what he's preaching.
Well, and at the end of the day, I mean, what I have found with anybody I'm coaching or myself is if you're in a role or you have a responsibility that you're just really not passionate about, not excited, don't enjoy, aren't, you know what I mean? It's just not going to work long term. It's not.
I think I was kind of thinking about this yesterday as I was on a walk. Longer term, I'm really keen to be this professional and to have just be super efficient and get really clinical and good at the sales side of things.
Get bored.
And get bored of it. And then in, I don't know, 10 years time, sort of get bored of that and transition to maybe the coach side of things, but just putting out content whereby I'm the professional and via podcasting and nice conversations and having structures in the background, recording a few videos, sending them out to networks, and then essentially selling those leads to the team and making money that way.
And that's very doable.
So that then it can be working from anywhere, and it's also doing the bits that I enjoy. So that's how I see it. We'll see.
Yep, love it. Cool. Hey, great to see you, bud.
Yeah, good chatting. I appreciate your time as always and insight.
I'm excited for you to get this buyer consult, buyer system, buyer process implemented, because I think it'll be a game changer for you.
Yeah, agreed. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Love it. Thanks a lot, Howie. Appreciate your
In
time.
2 weeks. You bet. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.